Okay guys, welcome to this video. It's time for another Kung Fu workout. Kung Fu or Kung Fu, okay? I'm not really feeling like I'm in the mood at all for a martial arts workout. And as you know me, my mind and body are usually most of the time very connected as one. And so, but it's not just that, the mind as well, yeah, but also my body, how I'm feeling. Because recently I've just been very overpowered, been really tired, been through a lot. So today I'm going to just try and do a basic stretch and just keep it simple and see how we go, okay? So we're going to just get straight to it. I'm going to start working out, and I hope you enjoy the video. It's really raw and simple, you know, just a workout, some basic stretching. And it's called a Kung Fu workout because it's not me doing loads of Kung Fu techniques and working out like that. I do that in other videos, but what this is a workout, a Kung Fu workout, meaning it's exercise, stretching and some basic strength and basic things, posture and mobility and stretching and stuff, which helps me, and it's part of my martial arts training. So it's a Kung Fu workout, meaning it's a workout that prepares me for my Kung Fu, if that makes sense, for my Kung Fu training. Well, so you're not going to see like a lot of martial arts necessarily in these kind of videos. When I title the video, you know, Kung Fu workout, for example, like this one, it just literally is a workout to set me up for Kung Fu. So I don't mean to be boring. You will see a few techniques here and there, but it's mostly just exercises that are keeping me healthy and fit. Like the essence and the meaning of Kung Fu, there are particular stances and things. You'll see me stand in a certain way, and you'll see me doing some Kung Fu techniques, but it's mostly just basic exercises. That's all it is. A selection of basic exercises that I do as a routine each day, right? I do other strength too, training at different times and other different kinds of exercises. I do a lot of walking and running as well, which is crazy, a lot of walking these days. But anyway, we're going to get straight to this, okay? And you will be seeing more videos of me doing, you know, proper like, you know, Kung Fu training in general. Okay, you're going to see actual martial art videos, you know, you're going to see, you know, obviously the techniques more, you will be seeing that kind of thing, okay? Of course, yeah, you know, all the Kung Fu, you know, I'm not even going seriously deep here, I'm just doing a few things, you know, I will be doing more techniques, you know, more videos explaining Kung Fu techniques, okay? If you'd like to see more of that, you know, and explaining what it's all about, okay? But right now we got to get to this stretching exercise. Let's do it, y'all. As for speaking, I don't know how much I am going to speak in this video. Also, you may hear, can you hear that noise? There's neighbours with like, or downstairs, I think it's coming from downstairs. There's people, what do you call that? Refurbishing? I don't know what you call it, just getting their house ready. Smashing stuff down, building stuff up, yeah. Doing their house. Not decorating, you know what I mean? I don't even know what that fucking word means, refurbished, I don't know. Do you know what Furbies are? Oh, fuck's sake, man. So I'm just going to like loosen up here. Now in terms of martial arts training, I've been training since I was around 12. So I'm actually, you know, I'm 42 now, so that's 30 years, 30, that's how many years I've been training martial arts roughly. And that is bloody incredible to me. Absolutely incredible. So it's not boasting, I'm just saying what I've learned. I'm not, just to say you've been doing something for so long doesn't mean that you're better than anybody else. But you know what I mean? Or you're some tough guy or something. No, it's just like, I've learned a lot from training martial arts and studying martial arts and training them with different people, you know. Move this across a little bit, you know. Studying under different teachers. Heck, I guess in this video I will talk to you a little bit. You know me, I don't shut the fuck up. But no, I will probably talk to you a little bit. Have a chat, like, have a nice talk. Sometimes I do some funny accents and have a laugh. But you can't help it, can you? You gotta do it. You gotta enjoy yourself, like. Because you can tell, you might feel a little bit down, like. And also, like, what we're gonna do here, I need to get a few words out. I gotta say a few things to the viewers who are watching. Who are watching it, you know what I mean, like. It's all mad, like. It's fucking mad. Ain't it? It's fucking it. Anyway. So I do some funny accents in my videos sometimes. Playing around, as you know. Just having some fun. Have some fun. You're only young once. And I'm just saying, you know, I'm really. That sounds like The Belly of the Beast. That was a Steven Seagal movie. Belly of the Beast. Not too bad. It was alright. I like Steven Seagal. He's a good martial artist. And what I'm going to say to you is that I will be talking in this video a little bit, having a few topics with you, okay? I will be having a few words with you. If I have to let off gas, I might do that on camera. Can't help that. Let off gas. Yeah. My advice to anybody out there would be, don't listen. I'm saying that. I don't give advice to people, you know what I mean? There are so many people in this world, okay, that give, what I do is I give examples. It's better to give examples than advice. Most of what you tell anybody, a lot of people, they'll be looking at it like, and don't take my word for it, I'm just saying, a lot of people will take it like it's bullshit. I mean, who are you to tell them anything? Right. But like, you know, it's like, if you're showing things as an example, not because you're trying to advise them, you know, then, you know, then that's the main thing. That's the good thing, right? It's like, they're going to be sick and tired if people don't like you, okay? You're telling people what to do. But if you can show something as an example, it's really a wise thing. It's like, it's wisdom. It really truly is wisdom. There are people out there that will find that as a wise person. You know? People that talk a lot, like I'm talking in my videos, I know, but I'm talking in my videos because it's an amazing thing that we human beings can do, you know, the fact that we can get our message across, you know, in a way where it's pre-decided, you know, by us that we're going to get this message out. So if you can hear the banging and drilling and stuff, it's because it's people working in the building, as I say. Well, if you can hear me now, I'm sure. What I was going to say was, that it is, I'm saying people, human beings, it's, we can decide what we're going to talk about, or we've got a message to say, and we can record it. So we've got a video like this I'm making, it could be an audio or a video recording, that we can have our words heard and expressed, without the need for standing in front of a person, trying to talk, and then that person in real time wanting to cut us off. I mean, that happens anyway through technology. When two people are live talking to each other, there's that. But when you have, like, your words are said, or your words are written on paper or typed out, and they're recorded in a video or some way where the video, an audio, where the person cannot interact, the listener cannot interrupt. It's literally a pre-recorded, written or recorded monologue, basically. Those are the good things about monologues, because, you can get your views out without being interrupted if they're recorded, I'm saying, And I think it's a great thing, where it's the greatest thing ever. If you know, it's the greatest thing ever. Who knows what I'm referring to, man? Put it in the comments. God damn. That was so hilarious. But that's the greatest thing ever. It's a little girl on the video, it went viral for putting some boy in a headlock. I'll just tell you. That's the greatest thing ever. Put a head like a party, and was it? I put a head like a down Eminem. I put a head like down Eminem, and was it? Like Eminem. I put a head like down Eminem, and took him down. Sometimes you just gotta take him down. I put a head like down Eminem. Yeah, but that's the greatest thing ever. She's hilarious, that little girl, she's so cute. That's the greatest thing ever. So get your shit out of here. That's the greatest thing ever, mother. I quit this job. It's the greatest thing ever. I'll tell them, motherfucker. No, it's just really funny, really hilarious to watch. Sorry about the camera angle. Sometimes the camera angle's not the best, okay, guys. But what was I just talking about? Yeah. But no, to be able to record them, so when we make these messages, when you make like a video and you record it, like I'm talking here, people can listen. And it is what it is. No one can butt in, interrupt, or this or that. You just hear it. If you agree, you agree. If you don't agree, you don't agree. It's fine. If you benefit from it in some way, or you learn, then good. If you don't, you don't. But it's a chance for you to get your message out when you record it and share it with the masses too, which is a great thing. It's not just one person in a room and you're exhausting yourself trying to get a word in while that other person's interrupting. But you're actually able to just post this thing out there online. Like some graffiti artist or something. He's written his message up. I'm not supporting graffiti and vandalism, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, graffiti. There's some good artists out there. I'll say that, but that's what I'm saying. Though, when the graffiti artist puts his message out there on some big bridge or some big building, you know what I mean? It's like, what? Everybody can see it on the highway. Everybody in the building next door can see it. On the road, on the streets. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. I'm not going to look at the camera. I'll focus on what I'm doing here. Sorry about the camera angles and the ranges, but yeah, I'm saying it's a good thing. It's a great thing, where you can literally get your message out there, and whoever sees it, they will see it, and they can't interrupt. It's just there, They just listen to it. They can stop watching it halfway through, or stop reading, or stop listening, or whatever it is. But it's a pre-recorded thing. They know they cannot interrupt because it's not a real person there. They're aware of that. It's not a person in the flesh in front of them. You know, but it's like they know, you know, and they can hear and choose to listen or not, you know. I think it's a great thing. It's the greatest thing ever. It's, you know, I'll tell you. You know what I mean? And because what the fuck was that? Firecrackers outside. Yeah. So, you know, so like, still fighting a bit of a cough and cold, sorry guys. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, you know, yeah, when you do that, nobody can interrupt. You just get your message out there, as is. And a lot of times what I find is people are able to be more receptive of that if they can actually, they can listen to it more. People that would not listen to you usually face to face. Like, that's what I do. What I've done with people. Like, when I'm face to face with someone, I come across as like weak when I'm humble, like in front of them. I just keep myself, because they're the kind of people that want to just keep interrupting and talking down to you or disagreeing when they've not even heard your full point yet. You know, I won't say argument, for it sounds bad, but you know what I mean? They've not heard your side yet, right? And they keep butting in and interrupting, and it's like, oh fuck, you know. And it's like anything you say, they think you've got an ego, and they want to butt in, and they won't hear the whole thing. And it's like, so you just kind of give up. You know, just be humble about it. And it's like, you can be that way with people at work, is what I'm saying. People at work, you know, difficult people you have to work with or work for even sometimes. And sometimes people just think you're weak and you're making excuses or whatever it is, or they like trying to intimidate you or whatever, you know. But some people are just like, they really regard you as like an idiot. Just because you're cooperative or just because you're trying to communicate something, they think, oh, you're trying to explain yourself, you know. And they feel, oh, this person's got no confidence, you know. But at the same time, they think, maybe you do think that you've got confidence. You're just acting humble and you think you're better than everybody else, you know, which is also wrong. So it's hard to communicate with people that are dishonest with themselves and they don't know how to communicate with anybody because they just don't have a respectful way of communication by default. And they're just very, very competitive, you know, very argumentative. So what happens is you can't get through. Unless you start really talking over them and it becomes like a shouting match you can end up. If it gets too bad, it becomes more of a battle more than an exchange of ideas. The person just will not listen to you. They've decided from the word go. But what I've found is when you record what you're saying, okay, on a message and send it their way, or if they come across it, they still may not want to agree, they still want to, you know, stop watching it even after a few seconds. But what I'm saying is you'll find that when you send a message like on your phone, audio, or type it out or something, or whatever, some people don't want to read it, but you know what I'm saying? If you get a message out recorded, you know, or put a video out, they'll be kind of, because they regard you as an idiot, and because they regard you as, they're like, you know, it's like, oh, how, in their minds they're thinking, oh, how is it that you've got this preempted somehow, you know what you're saying? You're a fucking idiot, ain't you? And they can't. And it's kind of surprised. You've actually taken time to write that out. I thought you were speaking off your head without thinking, just blurting out shit. And they're surprised. Oh, this person's actually taken time to write it. Let's see what this garbage is. What's this person written? And that's what they do. But they look at it still, and they look, and they're kind of fixated, and they get halfway through, and they think, I want to see the rest of it. Because they know they don't know the whole story. Everybody knows that. They put on an ego, but you've got to be humble deep down. You can tell yourself all kinds of bullshit, but you can never cover up the truths that you know, limitations, like things you don't know and stuff. So they'll try and talk over you to try and impress or intimidate you because of their own lack of confidence or peace, I should say, in themselves. Doesn't matter if it's too much confidence or not enough, it's the same thing. It really is. It's just that they've got no peace in them. They'll try and do that in front of you, or they'll try to make you look bad in front of a crowd of people who talk over you to show that they've got this presence or they're above you. But they won't really care about what's going on, what's being said, or what information is at hand. Even the topic of the argument is not even important to these people. It's just literally, they just want to argue, you know. They just want to show their power to the world. That's all they really want to do, just be in a certain position which is in the mind, that they believe that they've got some kind of status, an image amongst the people. So I'm taking my time on this workout today, as I say. You know. So we're just gonna have a chat while I'm doing it, yeah. I mean, what's better, you know? I mean, what could be better? I'm sharing me physically, just doing some exercise here, just for myself, you know. Seeing is believing, but feeling is the truth. As long as you feel good, it doesn't matter what it looks like. And then I'm sharing some messages, some ideas which you may or may not agree with. It's all right. You're learning. Come to your own truth, or come to your learning for yourself through truly studying things. Right. And then for me, I'm just sharing a good message to all people as a human being, not as a lesson or as advice, not as a lesson or advice for anyone. No, it's just me sharing my views of what I've seen and what I've experienced in my limited, you know, situations that I've been in and experienced from things within the years that I've lived, within the years that I've lived. That's all it is. So nice and comfortable doing the exercises here. You see my right foot? I keep on tapping this foot. It's just this uncomfortable type of like feeling I get. I think it's a kind of OCD thing. As I said, it's a weird thing. I have to kind of keep on doing certain positions and postures to get myself comfortable. I don't know. Anyway, forget that nonsense. So as long as I'm doing whatever I can do, that's the main thing. Got to relax for the most part and just do what exercises you can. Yeah, but back to what I was saying, you know. So it's a good thing that you can, if you want to get a message out there and it's worth doing it, to do a recording, you know, either a video like this to get a load of long talks out, whatever you want to get out, you know, share, or to messages in also, and or messages when you're talking to someone on the phone, or by leaving them a typed message or a recording or something else, a different way to get the message across. When you get your message across, you want to get as much. You don't want the person to receive, you know, a limited amount of that image, that info, I should say. A limited amount, a small part of your message. You don't want that, because they'll be left with a load of grey areas and they'll make up the rest of the story themselves and add a load of bullshit to it. So you want to make sure that they've got the full message of what you're trying to convey. Whether it's a small, if you can say it in a small, quick, short way, you know, a picture's worth 1,000 words and all that, you know, fair enough. If you do that, good. Right? If it's got to be more, then it's got to be more. But you know, Like, they might have levels of interest or levels of ignorance, either way. But the most important thing is that if you're putting a message out there, you've got to put it as fully and proper as you want to put it, because in the best way that you possibly can. That's not going to have anything that's hindering it or limiting it. Like, if I want to talk to someone who's outside this building downstairs, I might have to open my window and yell out the window to them. If the window's closed, it's going to stop the sound. You know what I'm saying? It's going to stop the sound from travelling as far. So so I'm not going to do things that hinder my ability to get the message across in full, or more so. Yeah. Am I? Of course not, right? I'm not going to do that, right? So that's basically the point of it. That's the point I'm trying to say. Meaning, if I put myself in front of this person and start talking, I know from experience, not from guessing, presuming, but I know from experience that the person's not going to listen. The chances are this person's going to keep, talking over me. And, that's what happened. So you'd be better off to get the message to them in another way where they're going to pay attention. Sometimes you talk to someone and they don't listen, but you talk to somebody else and they start listening. And that person starts to see that they want to know what you're saying to that person. And the biggest problem with people is they're so ignorant and comparing and competitive, The problem with a lot of people, is a lot of people, they believe the world centres around them. And they believe their whole life is around the world around them. Everything is them. It's the story of them and their own mind. That's not true at all. It's not true at all. They won't accept anything. They won't accept. Their mind is their mind. Your mind is your mind. Their actions are their actions. Your actions, your actions are your actions. A lot of people, they won't accept any of it. They're just literally just stuck in this mindset that, they know better than you about reality, and they're going to teach it to you and tell you. That's not fact. That's not fact at all. At all, right? It's just totally wrong. That's only their reality. Actual reality has nothing to do with views and opinions about things. It doesn't. The world, the things that keep us alive on the planet, like oxygen and sunlight, oxygen, water and food, the things that we need, shelter at the right temperature, that keep a living organism alive, your human body, not the clothes you're wearing, red t-shirt, yellow t-shirt, red t-shirt, yellow t-shirt, you know me. No, okay. It's not about that, okay? Excuse me. It's not about, the things we make, even the technology, the technology, the flags, the cultures, the traditions, the customs, the rules, the laws, all these things that people believe is real, social construct, society, how it is. It's not real. Money, any kind of currency, money, the way things are done in this day and age or that day and age. No. The style of clothing, the symbols, the logos, the symbolisation of things, the companies, the logos, the hierarchy. The levels, of thing. It's not actual reality. Nature's reality. Nature, the planet Earth, and the human species on the frickin' planet Earth, okay? We're here on this planet as human beings, and the things of nature, are the things that, keep you alive. Not the ideas of people. I mean, yeah, you can make, things that can help us survive against forces of nature, maybe, to some degree, various forces of nature, A stronger force will always beat a weaker defence, you see. And a stronger defence will always defend against a weaker force, So you can have strong gale-forced winds, very, very strong winds, on the side of a mountain. But if you build a very strong cabin or whatever it is, and you're able to have enough strength, it might be strong enough to keep you warm in certain parts of the world, or in Alaska, or wherever people live, cold places, But or the deserts or wherever people live. I say but it's like if the forces are greater, it's not going to do any good, right? It really isn't going to do any good. I mean, the story of that, the story does exist, as you know. I mean, there's stories you can see in, obviously the 3 bears and the 3 little pigs and the big bad wolf. In the story of the 3 bears, that shows that there are different things that are right or wrong for different people. There are sizes, heat, comfort, the taste of the food, the chairs, the beds. When Goldilocks tries them out, and she finds something that you're always going to find something, maybe that is right for some people, and it's right for you too. And it's right for some people, but it's wrong for you too. And therefore, things that you have that are right for you may be wrong for others too. So it teaches us that. Yin and Yang again. The Tao. Yin and Yang, like Yin Yang again. 2 sides to everything. And the same with the 3 little pigs and the big bad wolf. I was talking about nature and the forces of nature. So winds blowing down houses. In this example, it's the big bad wolf when he uses his strong breath and he blows down the houses, right? The house of, sticks, the house of, hay or of straw, the house of wood. And he blows those down because his power was greater than those. The homes of these people living in these pigs, I should say. But he wasn't able to blow down the house of bricks. So we can say that the house of bricks was the strongest one, you see. But we can also say that the wolf was limited in his power of blowing such a house down. So in life we should see that, you got strength and weakness in terms of yourself and the things going on around you. Is it that the house was stronger or weaker, or was it that the wolf was stronger or weaker? It's always both, really. It's always both, It's always both. If there was no lung, if you didn't have any lungs, you wouldn't be able to breathe the air. And if there weren't any air, then your lungs wouldn't be able to breathe air. So it's always a connection of everything, even in existence. So just the fact that things exist, So I say I'm taking this workout I'm taking my time. I don't want to be too slow, but I'm trying to do this workout nice and carefully today. Taking it easy. I need to go out today for a bit. I've got things to do at home as well, and outside. So getting this in, a nice little stretch before I go out. It's a wonderful thing to get a good workout in before I have to do any other stuff, You have that time to yourself to just take care of your body maintenance. See, when I was younger, I was wanting to learn more about the martial arts, okay? And I learned various forms of martial arts, okay? Styles, but I meant to say that I learned many forms like katas, which are patterns of movements, you know, I would have to do. You might have like 20 something moves or something in a form sometimes, or more or less, whatever. Like sets of movements, then the style anyway, the techniques and stuff. But I'm not training every aspect of every art that I've ever studied. Now, I'm just training, when I do my martial arts, I'm saying my Kung Fu training, for example, and karate, what I do is I just train the things that have stayed with me and that I care about most, and they're natural to me, and the things that work best for self-defense, work best in general, you know, and all that. So I train what I know, you know. Now, when I trained before, when I was younger, I was learning some forms, you know, of martial arts, also forms from certain styles of martial arts. Forms being a pattern, a sequence of movements, you know, kata. In Mandarin, Chinese, it's taolu, okay, taolu. But in Japanese, it's kata, right? And we learn those, okay? So they're patterns, a sequence of movements. Usually, you do get multiple person forms, they're called forms, but you also get a lot, mostly single person forms. I think I'll be right in saying mostly single people. So you do them by yourself, you know, and you do them as a way of training, you know. There's a lot of benefits to doing them, as well as obviously the real training when you train with people in the self-defense aspect. Two people sparring, working drills as well and stuff. But anyway, with the forms, I had more time and energy because I was a bit younger, but I'm just saying, a lot younger. But I'm just saying, like, I'm 42 now, as I say. But when I was in my mid to late teens to early 20s, around that time, I was in great fucking, excuse my language, I was in shit, you know. I was like, active as fuck, and I was doing these forms as well, you know. And I've been training forms for, you know, even, yeah, that's right. So what I'm trying to say is, like, now, I just don't get the time, let alone the energy. If I had more time, and there was a way of doing it, I would like to still practice more forms, you know. I'd like to learn more, because I'm very fascinated about martial arts in general, some more Kung Fu forms and things, you know. But it's like, these days, what I'm doing is I'm just training my basics in general. I'm not doing whole systems of different routines that people train, or forms, or other exercises, and I'm just doing what's right for my body, just enough to function well enough for each day when I go out into the world. And I review various Kung Fu techniques that I know and flow between them in a kind of freestyle, all from traditional arts. It's not me just making up nonsense, no, this is traditional martial arts, okay? But, like, you got to remember, the human beings made martial arts, you know, and all forms of art. It came from the human being. It wasn't a natural, real thing. It's just actually created by us. So, what makes you feel good? Do more of that if you want. What is good for you and benefits you can use to protect yourself or keep yourself healthy and fit in the mind and body. Do it. You know, what helps you relax? What beats illness? You know, what makes you feel fulfilled? What you enjoy doing? Just do it. And try to make the most out of your time in life, to give yourself the time to really have value in the energy which is your life. I'll take my top off. I'm too hot now, okay? I'm not a muscle man, as you can see, but I'm taking it off because I'm too hot, okay? But you know what I'm saying? So it's like, Life itself is just literally time and energy. That's all it is, time and energy. And none but motherfucking time, homie. None but fucking time for motherfuckers. Oh, I'm gonna say that. It really is, you know. Oh, the shoulder blades here. Shoulders. Oh, good. But you know, it's literally life. It's just time and energy. So people that say they haven't got enough time to do things they want, a lot of people they're not making the right choices. You've got to make the right choices and value your time in action. Put action into valuing the time you've got. And when you've got the time, put value into what you are, the energy for the life force. You have life, why are you using it this way? To have time means to have life. If you're alive, obviously. Because when we're gone, we're going to have infinite time after we've left this earth in the living form. In the physical living form. So, most likely, this is the thing. So, yeah. Oh man, I talk a lot of shit. I talk a lot of shit, don't I? Shit, man. I talk a lot of shit. I cop a lot of brick. Sitting on the toilet, I just pop in it, I'm sick. I'm only joking around. I get the camera to click and film the thing, and you start laughing, giggling. Some girls ticklish, they want it. Yeah, I hit it with precision in a minute. My vitamins are so strong, I split the frickin' millisecond. Whatever. Yeah. I'm so peaceful, there ain't no need for me to go militant. Yeah. Yeah. When I'm eating a piece of chicken, I said, it's delicious. Just joking. I'm not going to give you any freestyles in this video. More than that for a minute. Yeah. You know, just love your life. It's okay to have a little joke sometimes. Have a little joke. Poke fun at yourself. When I say poke fun at yourself, I don't mean that in a negative way. People are making fun of you, being a dickhead. Whether it's for fun, whether it's being nasty. You can, have a little joke, have a laugh at yourself. Don't take it too seriously in a negative way. But at the same time, it doesn't mean laugh at yourself. You never do. What it is like there's nothing wrong with you. There's no need for you to compare with anyone, compare yourself to anyone, prove yourself to anyone. There's no need for any of this. Just be free in your mind and realise that you're alive today. Hey, hey. That person in front of you talking you down, the person who's talking down to you, being mean, or being whatever they're being, whether they're aware of it or whether they're not. That person is standing there as a living organism, right? I'll say that, yeah. Made of atoms. And that's what you are as well. You're just standing there. So just like if they're able to stand there and talk their shit, you're able to stand there and think whatever you want to think. You know, like, you haven't got to agree with it. You haven't got to breathe in when they breathe in and breathe out when they breathe out. Have you? Think about the amount of times you follow people around. Next time you're following someone around in the building, come with me to my office, you know. And you're following the fucker, looking at the guy's back. Oh, sorry I was late again today. So, yeah, I've been really trying hard lately. For example, it could be you might be working in an office or something, some job or something somewhere. I've been trying hard lately. Thank you, to your manager. Thank you for, Well, do you want me to carry that for you? Where's that fucking coming from? I know what you're doing, but for fuck's sake. There comes a time when you've got to wake up, because there's certain situations where you might be in a different situation, and it might not be that way, where you're just regarded as fucking nothing. But don't worry about them. These people are low down. Don't look at the guy like he's a manager who's got a load of money. He's got a load of support from everyone. He's the boss. It doesn't mean anything to be a boss. It does not mean anything to be a boss. Or a leader, you have to have peace of mind. You have to have it. You have to know the value of your own life. It does not need recognition from others. If you hold on, sometimes hold them, I've got people there sometimes going by, hold on. You have like neighbours outside the door, sometimes standing there, listening or making funny noises. You might hear some shouting and stuff. And like I said, just get some strange stuff. Strange behaviour sometimes from people, But, just relax, just do some stretching. But just don't let anyone, don't get the image that there's certain levels of human beings and it's not real. It's just society pulling the wool over your eyes, as they say, pulling, the veil over your eyes so you do not see what really is true. There is no better human to another. There isn't. There really isn't. You can think of any powerful figure from history, anyone, and think about it. They were human like me and you. And if they were divine, and that's what I'm going to say, I'm not going deep into topics, but if they were divine, as in somewhere above human beings, then isn't that a great example to follow? If it teaches you, to value yourself. And the human lives of all people. Now you might be repping your gang with a weapon in hand, walking around, you better watch it, man. Remember me now, I put it in your mouth. When I enter the clown, she just a bitch and she bouncing up on my twang. No, I'm just saying you might be repping your people. You might be in a gang or so with tattoos and you think, yeah, it's my people. Look, hold down 1 second, come to one point. Humanity, wake up right to the point where it's for real. When I said if something's good for humanity, what is good for humanity or your mind? What I'm saying is look, the way you're thinking, the way your words are, the information in your mind about what is the guidebook, the handbook of life kind of thing, is that kind of thing. Whether it comes from whatever sources, but your understanding of it. Divine or whatever you want to call it, okay? You've got to study if that thing's good for the human being, right? Meaning, what I mean by that is, how are you going to know that? If that information, wherever it's come into your brain, wherever it's come from, how do you know if that information is good for the human being or not? Hold on, I'm just going to turn my water on in the room. Hold on. That's for my shower later on. But how do we know if this information is good for the human being? Well, your thoughts should be, and this information or this way of life, this good lessons or such, they should be teaching us to go with things which are not principally right. By principle, you think I've got to do this because it will better me, my life, and better us. First, the growth, the way the body grows. The science of it. Look at what your body naturally needs. A baby in the desert. That's all. What does a person need to live and survive? Right? So if you have anything like love or care for your fellow human being, you'd know, oh well, that person needs what I need the same. So I better, I need to know that. And fairness, not be greedy or rob people and all this and that, So what I'm trying to say is if you know this stuff, if you know it, it's going to be like, you'll look to yourself and you'll learn what's good for you first. So it's not about principles of stuff what's going on around you in society. It's the nature. So what's right for your body as your body works? You have to look in the relation of what you're thinking, how you're speaking, how you're listening, how you're doing anything, and how that's benefiting you. Like the way you behave, like in society. Would you behave the same way if you was living in a forest? If you was like a caveman, ancient, living this in nature? If you're a tribal person? If you was in, not even tribal, that's the wrong word to use. That's again another kind of culture. So there's a confusion with culture and the customs and it. No. I mean, as a human being, if you was the only one, treat your tribe as you would treat yourself. Yeah. Treat the world as you would treat your tribe. Yeah. Treat your family with love, but understanding and feeling love in your heart. That's the only way you can be a good family member. Yeah. What's greater than that then? So you won't treat your fellow man fellow human being as you treat your tribe. You won't treat others as you treat yourself, or treat yourself as you treat others. Yeah. But there's people out there that will follow higher beings up in the heavens. Whatever you want to call them, if there are such things. So you've got to live to that standard. Like, okay, why were you put on the earth as you were created? You believe that a divine force above humanity has put us on this planet and created us in a certain way to grow a certain way, that you may grow a certain way. That any human being, most people feel heat, like hot or cold, normally. That they grow, 2 arms, 2 legs, most of the time. The atoms and cells produce, a certain way to build your body, and you breathe air. By understanding this, you understand the ways of nature, whether that's come from just natural causes of the universe, or whether it's come from a divine being, or whatever, that's created us. You would study and you would look at it and you'd be like, okay, so why then in your daily life would you behave a certain way? Where you're just fighting against everybody, fighting against yourself, trying to prove yourself to others, meaning you belittle yourself in the act. In the act. That's how you spent your day, It's not going to do much. I put a humble act on with people sometimes, because some people, and I'll go into these, I'll go into a point here, a side point, a little bit of a side point. But I also do have moments in my life, in my day-to-day, certain days, I have activities moments I should say, where I talk with people where I can't get through to them. As in that person's very, very negative and trying to be manipulative or dictating to me what they want or what they think, right? And what I do is I know that I can't get a quick, better response, changing that person by just being bold. You might think it works. Maybe it has for you. Trust me, it hasn't. That person has been receptive of every person you talk to is receptive of a certain kind of information based on their own mind expression. So if you're polite to people, some people might like that. If you're tough, they might like that. They'll be like, oh, okay, I've got to respect this guy. Or they might be nervous, or they might get more angry and think, who the fuck are you? And want to punch you. Some people get punched in the head multiple times and they're still coming back for more, like, fuck you, And some people, though, they're going to be like, coming back like, not coming back, like cowering down. So what I'm saying is, there are basically ways that you can talk to people that can get through to them in their language, literally, just like a foreign language. And if it's foreign to them, they just won't understand it. And if it's a certain way, seen a certain way to them, then they're going to basically just reject it or accept it either way. So they are going to reject it or accept it, in whatever way it might be. So what I'm trying to say is, this is just a true fact, right? So when you're talking to people, like me, when I'm talking to certain people, I have to put an act on. I'm not a fake person. I don't put an act on all the time. I don't believe in that. I'm always about truth. You know me. I'm just about being truth and being honest. So what I'm saying with the honesty is I will never say something which I don't believe in. I will never go along with someone if they're talking about something that I feel is very negative and harmful from my views to a human life, especially my own. So I won't agree with it. I wish the best for all people, and safety and that. But if I see someone who's like really being negative, someone who's really someone who's just really, really a certain way, very awkward to communicate with, and they like always, put down anything you say, then I have to limit my self-expression of ideas to a certain way and express them in a different way, which is kind of more fitting for that person. I have to adapt my speech. And I know people that do this too, and they're wise, intelligent people that do this. Okay? And I do this a lot myself, in my way and my levels, But what I'm trying to say is, let's get some deep breaths, hold on. Some deep breaths, Okay. So, what I'm saying is, let me just do some stretches. Ignore my positioning. Don't worry too much. It's not for show. I'm just exercising, right? But yeah, it's kind of hard to do certain exercises in certain ways. Okay, I'll get on camera to get the best views as well. So I'm just doing a basic workout for myself, remember. Get back to what I'm saying though. So, as I said, so I'm not a fake person, but I do have to adapt myself in the way I speak with certain people at certain times, I really do. Because it doesn't always work the same way. You can't use the same communication methods. You know what I'm saying? With a rabbit as you might do for a snake. A rabbit, you just come up to the rabbit, stroke its head. And it likes it. I know I've experience. But with a snake, it'll probably bite your goddamn hand and it might spit some fucking venom in your face or whatnot. You don't even know. And there's people that like to keep pet snakes, I don't know, I'm just saying, right? So what I'm saying is you have to find the right code for this. So again, language doesn't always work, but you have to find the common language. You have to, and as well, if you know the kind of language that works best for that person, you're going to use it. You're not going to use the other ones, right? And if you want to get a message out that most people understand and get the message to the masses, you're going to use a commonly understood one. It's not rhetoric and jargon and rhetoric. It's not that. It's not the commonly accepted idea or the topic at hand. But it's the language, the way it's spoken. There's a difference between something and then the way that something is used, This is what I'm trying to get across here. Anyway, humbleness is very important in life. Yes, that's what I was going to say. But being humble, okay, that can sometimes seem like you've got an ego to some people. So they think that you think you're better than them, which is not true. You might not be thinking that. You're just being polite and honest, The negativity in a person's mind is ridiculous. How they project their fear onto everything. They're afraid and negative, and then maybe sometimes aggressive, and then all that stuff hateful, and they put that on everybody else. And so they made them the way they are. They're just reacting, and it's because of them that they have to react in such a way, and everybody else is the problem. No, I've had shit chucked at me for years, and I get a lot of ignorance, but I've never, behaved a certain way, nastily, deliberately. For the most part, I know, and I'd say, I know, and I would say, it's because of somebody else. I'd better not say that. What a damn sign of weakness that is. I forget a sign of weakness, an act of weakness. Sign to myself, feeling, knowing it. For instance, it's wrong, it would be wrong for me to behave in any way or speak in any way and say it's because of somebody else. Yeah, okay. Like I said, I have to adapt my speech sometimes to please someone, to get somewhere with this with whatever's at hand. But it's not per se whatever's at whole length with them. I'm just saying. What I'm trying to say is, it's not that they are controlling me still. It's my choice. Your mind has to be in choice of what you're going to do. If someone gets a gun and says, jump off this building now or I'll blow your brains out, you might stand there and say, and I said this a long time ago, and I said, you might stand there and say, okay, fire, I'm not afraid, fuck it. And, or you might jump off the building, or you might try to duck out the way or wrestle with a person. It's still your choice. So, in fear, you will make a choice, right? You might think that's a silly, loose argument, right? And when you sleep ultimately peacefully, right? You should be. As in the act of sleep. What is it? You might have the best sleeps or dreams I know, but I'm just saying, right? Sleep is a relaxing thing. So, why is it then in wakefulness and in moments of where you're not feeling nervous, why is it that you can't make choices that you want to make? It's only through fear that you wouldn't be able to make a choice you want to make, or an action, right? To at least attempt something. Not even attempt something for something or to get a goal, but like be one with the motion and the feeling that you're trying to pick the apple from the tree. You want to jump in the river and swim. I can't swim, I'm just saying. A natural being of the earth to then create a more harmonious modern society, right? And when you're awake, why is it that people behave so much like they're more asleep than when they're actually asleep? It's like their brains are less active than they are when they're asleep. And I think that's actually a scientific truth, I think, as well, actually, a fact. No, they are. So why is the brain almost like switched off, There's certain parts of it, I don't know how it goes, but you know what I'm saying? What the heck is going on? You got to come back to value in your life in action. Not keep telling people that you value your life and, hey, I demand this respect from you and all this bullshit. What a beggar to go like that. Every act I see of showing off people around, when I'm outside out on the street and I see people act in a certain way and I don't care what they're doing, they dress however they want to dress or whatever, but when someone's got an edge about them, they're trying to look the part. Oh, this is hip, man, this is cool. It's naive, sort of immature way of behaving, where they talk, they're loud, or they're looking at you like they're trying to judge you or intimidate you or whatnot, I don't know what it is. And you look at people and you think, wow, how little this person thinks of themselves. Anyone who tries to dictate anything to me, or anyone who's making all that noise, visually or with words, or their actions, it's all excess, waste of energy, Waste of self. They're selling themselves to you. The slave monger. He's trying to find slaves, so this guy is like completely weak. He's completely useless of himself. He can't do anything for himself. You know what I mean? It's like there's people in this world, maybe they can't walk, maybe they can't speak, you know what I mean? Maybe they've got problems, right? And they're sitting in a wheelchair, okay? And maybe they have not had money or whatever it is, and they've just been living in a home for years and they've gotten old or whatever as well. And maybe they've never had even money or whatever, and they've been living under the care of people. But there's some people out there in that situation, okay, and they look over at the table and there's a couple of cookies on the table, and they're going to use whatever strength they've got in their arms, you know, to wheel themselves forward in the wheelchair to go and get the cookies. It's just more than what some other people would do. Some of these people you see in your job, these bosses, managers, these it could be gang bosses, gang bangers, you just don't know, it could be whatever. People who are damn lazy in the government. You can get it anywhere. There's people in this world who are lazy beyond words. You might say, well, they're at the top, they don't have to do anything, they've got everybody doing everything for them. Yeah, but they stop thinking. Same with these influencers and these people online who are doing stuff. I'm not judging them. I wish I could make some money from whatever. Anyone wants to send me any donations, please do. I'm facing tough times at the minute. Crazy stuff. But I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? What the heck, But I'm going to use my brain, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, cuz? I talk how I talk that goddamn lingo, man. So I say I can laugh at myself. I never put myself down, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying, cuz? So getting these nice stretches in nice and taking my time is the way to go. Sometimes when you do a workout, you need to hurry up and do a quick exercise. But sometimes when I do my working out routine, I take my time on it on certain days if I have the time. I don't want to take ages, but I want to make sure I'm nice and comfortable, Yeah. So it's about. What's about? Yeah. So some of these exercises are difficult for me because of age and different factors. They're very simple exercises, but it's where your body is. And I believe there are people who might be the same age who are in much better shape, or much worse or better shape, than others. They're different. It's the body structure, is what I'm trying to say. It's partly how much you do. Like if I did more exercise, certain ones, I'd probably be even in much better shape, you know what I mean? If I had more time and that as well. But if I did less, I'd be in worse shape. But it's like, if I did different exercises, I'd be good at those, other movement or whatever it is, But you're only as good as how you train. That's how it goes, right? That's how it is. So, but what it is like, hold on, I'm trying to breathe, get some deep breaths in. But what I'm saying is, seeing is believing, but feeling is the truth. It's not, I'm just documenting my workouts and just talking to you guys. That's all I'm doing. It's not to show off what I'm doing here. You can see bodybuilders, calisthenics and acrobatic, all kinds of amazing things online, fighters and, all kinds of stuff. You'll probably see some guy in a jungle cutting, coconuts down from a tree or something with a big knife, and he's like climbing up the tree. Some skinny guy, but like ripped as fuck with muscle. You'll see amazing things, deep scuba divers and stuff. People climbing up buildings or cliffs with just their bare hands. You see crazy, amazing things. Some guy who does 50,000 push-ups, I don't know, pull-ups, you're going to see stuff. I'm not doing that. I'm just doing what was okay for me to get me through the day. Each day, you know what I mean? That's all it is. It's better than doing nothing, for me, I feel. I'm doing what keeps me healthy and comfortable, And I want to spend more time doing martial arts when I can, more martial art techniques. But these days, I have to get this basic stretching in. It's a very important thing for me. Yeah, so I thank you for watching. It might be a bit boring, but just sharing some real talks, some topics, real talk, man. Real talk, walk the walk, no. No, I'm just saying, I'm sharing some views, and stuff for people out there. Yeah. Just sharing what I feel about life. Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings, It's like, do you know what I mean? I've seen a lot of things in my years in this life. I've seen so much. I'm just speaking off the top of the dome, as they say, off the top of my head here. Just sharing that. Top of the dome, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. I'm just saying, I've seen a lot of things in my life so far that, it's like I've seen so little, so little too. So many things I've not experienced, but it's like I've experienced so much. I've experienced less rather than more, but I've experienced more rather than less as well, I'd say. Like, just because I haven't seen every corner of the world, been on every cruise ship or whatever, I don't feel I've seen less of humanity and the essence of human life. No. I think I understand a lot more about the universe as opposed to a whole culture. It's within myself. If I know myself, you should know yourself to understand your father or your son, your mother or your daughter, your brother or your sister, your spouse, your grandparents, your grandkids. You should know yourself to know, not because everybody's the same mentally, physically, per se, but in the human essence. The human knows the human, but the person may never know the person. Quote that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? You quote that shit, mate. I talk that talk, huh? You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just saying. Yeah, so I quote that shit, bro. No, but for real, there's nothing that you need to owe people. But I'll tell you one thing I will say. Too much violence in the world right now, and we know that. That's got to be stopped. It's really got to be stopped. There's too much shit going on now. But the thing is, how can you teach someone? It's like teaching a culture. How can you do it? How can you teach someone from a different culture? Your culture knows the way. The other culture's got to be receptive of that. Or like two individuals. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Think of this. You know what I mean? But why would you want to teach another human being? What I'm trying to say is, when it comes to violence, that I'm saying, it's like, why are people so violent? Obviously, because they think there's something wrong with the way you're behaving. And they're confused. And think that your views or your action somehow has a negative effect on their life. Their life, you see. Is that true? Same with other people. Maybe you're the kind of person that goes out protesting or whatever. Ask yourself, what are the things that are affecting your life? I think at the end of the day, people in this world, when they go up to each other and debate or go at each other, I think a lot of people, they don't actually think of what is going on in their lives. If something really happened, it doesn't matter what's going on around you per se. All you know is if someone puts a fist in your nose or a knife in your back, whether it's a woman, a man, whether it's a white or black or Asian or whatever, young person, old person, whatever background, whatever motives they've got to rob you, or because they're scared of you, or because it's for a laugh, because it's not right in the mind, whether they're sick, whether it's religious, whatever beliefs it is, football hooligans, whatever. If someone's going to try and punch you in the face, whatever, you just got to move out of the way, cover, or fight back. It doesn't matter who it is. You're a white person, and another white person punches you in the face, or a black person. Anybody, it doesn't matter, right? If someone's going to harm you, at the end of the fucking day, if someone's driving a car, speeding towards you to hit you in the street, you're going to need to move your ass out of the way before that car flattens you. It doesn't matter who. You didn't see it was a woman driving the car or what. You don't know. But you have to get your ass out of the line, out the firing line, get out of range, buy my time, use your brain. It's always mindless, senseless, it's always brainless. Into the center, my bone, flesh, red blood and skeleton, membrane on my brain, and I mention it. I ain't gonna get in your fucking center of a sector of a mentor. Situation to find a mentor to treat my dementia. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This bullshit that they be bent on. No, you know. But just love your life, you know. Just love your fucking life. Love your life as your body does. Not overly. Your body's never distracted. Except when I see them gorgeous females. I'm just saying, your body's never distracted. I'm just joking. I was true. I'm just saying, your body's never distracted. Okay, when you you know what I'm saying? When you the way it functions. You know what I mean? The way it functions. The body is just functioning anyway, right? You know what I'm saying? So why can't you physically function like that? Like the body functions without thinking. The mind is a thinking organ. The brain is a thinking thing, right? But why can't it function? Why can't you function without thinking? You know what I'm saying? Not thinking yet not dreaming, they say, like Bruce Lee said, you know, but like, you know what I mean? It's a weird one. And the eyes see, you know, without looking. You say, why can't you see without looking? Yeah, sometimes ask yourself that. Why can't you hear without listening? Yeah, that's a good point. People only hear what they listen to and see what they look at, it seems. But then seeing and listening is both a kind of imaging, so they've created an image in their mind now that they have perceived it, a perception. Seeing is believing, but feeling is the truth. So, you know what I mean? So, image is perception, you know, but experience is reality. Reality, you know, is experience. There's a reality that our five senses seem to miss out on sometimes, is what I'm trying to say as well. You know, there really is. And that's a strange one, ain't it? Not just beyond our five senses, like others, like we lack in other senses, but also like, I mean to say that our mind is able to distract, our imaging system, the mind, is able to distract ourselves from our five senses sometimes. It seems for a lot of people more than others, I'd say. Not me, I'm not me being one, but a lot of people more than others. But where it's almost like when the brain's asleep and you're dreaming and the rest of the body's shut off, it's kind of like that. Where these people are unable to, their brain's not functioning right, their mind's not clear to, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's just because they're thinking so much, their brain's working so hard to think. You know, that's what it's like. It's like you're forced to stand up almost. If you forced yourself to stand up, even when you were really tired and you wanted to sit down, your legs would be really fucking tired, you know what I mean? Exhausted. So it's like these people, they force their mind, they're constantly thinking all this bullshit. And so their mind is not relaxed or ready for doing anything better. You know? It's like they've got the lights off, okay, the lights off or the doors closed, and they can't see what's in the room, people. And they're talking about it, oh, this might be there, but they don't really know what's there in the room. They've not turned the light on, they've not opened the door and looked in. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. It's really, really sad. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know. It's a good basic workout. In a moment, I think I'll get myself a nice cup of coffee or tea or something as well while I'm doing these basic exercises. It's okay because I'm not going over the top, as you can see, jumping all over the place and all that crazy stuff to get sick. I'm not. My exercises are very simple, as you can see. Kind of thirsty anyway, so I'll just gradually drink it. A nice hot cup of tea or coffee. I wouldn't advise it. Don't be eating and drinking if I were you. A little bottle of water by the side, maybe, if you want to have a couple of minutes break. You can have a couple of mouthfuls of water for a rest a moment. You can do that, catch your breath. Depends on the kind of exercises you do. It really does. So you've got to ask yourself different things, When you're learning stuff, don't just follow like a robot. You got to think about things, It's the same with exercises too. Like you say, okay, someone said don't do this or do this. Okay, but it's like if I'm running down the street and I'm trying to catch my breath, I'm really running, doing a good run, and I stop now and I start gutting down, drinking, eating. That's no good, obviously. You see what I'm saying? It's not because someone told me to know what's bad or good for me. You need to share information and put the message out there, but you can't, experience is the truth. Studying is one thing, but how can you study without the experience? How can you know? Without full, receptive experience. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's just literally that. Okay. Okay. Mr. Mackey from South Park. Okay. What a fun character he was. Just whatever. Honesty is the way to go. It really is in life. Honesty is the way to go. In life, remember what life is. Life is not this thing you're walking through on the external, this world around you. That's not life. That's a maze, a concrete maze that's been built with all these different billboards and posters all over the place, like in the movie They Live, or like in the movie 1984. It's all there to keep people in line for something, most of the time, a lot of things which are not related to nature and reality. True humanity. True humanity. That's the greatest thing ever. The greatest thing ever. Well, I'm just saying that. No, really, but really understanding what's true is what you want to do. Really understand what's true. True life, True life is inside your body. You get it? If it's not, then what is it? Whether it's a spirit, whether it's the flesh, whatever. This planet here, we were created, however this is human life, we're here. You're talking about the king, you're talking about this, you've got to follow this, follow that. The people, man, the human beings. If the king does not have a skull, bones, crossbones, a skull, flesh, four limbs, then what the fuck is the difference? What is the difference? There's you might have a stronger brother who's stronger than the king or the leader. You might have a little sister who's more intelligent in certain ways than the person who's ruling the whole fucking land. Ruling what? Leading you what? Leading you down to what? Because you can't raise yourself up to what and more. You can do things that may benefit you, things that may please you and benefit you more, mentally and physically, that nobody else will be bothered about. Nobody else will be interested in, not even the king himself or anyone. They don't give a shit. All they want is their power in other ways and money. So if you dabble in that, if you follow everybody, we're going to ride their horses in the Wild West, or to go in the gold rush, or they're going to find the gold. You might ride through the valleys and canyons and you might get shot by bandits on the way. It's worth it for a small nugget of gold. Even if you get it, you're not guaranteed that you will be satisfied. You're the kind of person that's always seeking more in the first place, outside of your own physical life. So you may have had a more peaceful life had you not chased after ridiculous ideas time and time again too. You know? I'm going to do some squats now. Hold on, I'm doing some horse stars. I'm going to get a cup of tea. Hold on. Oh shit. Yeah, so, you know what I mean? So, do good things for yourself. You're going to have to. Don't do bad things for yourself, you know what I'm saying? You know, like willfully wanting to. Don't make any sense. You say, I'm trying to make ends meet, man. I know that. But knowingly, like in your mind, or thinking is, you got to understand what's wrong or right. You know, and make the right choices, better choices if you can. Better steps in action. Don't wait for tomorrow. Do it. ASAP. Don't keep putting things off. Like just me doing this workout here today now is a really good thing, I think. It's been a long time so far, right? On this video, as you can see, I'm taking such time on this here. Basic workout, that's all it is. But I'm literally doing things here for myself that is really helping me, you know. That is really, really, this what I'm doing for myself here is like more than so many other people that might be in higher places per se, you know, in society, you know. Got the image, got the respect of others, oh whatever man, got the money here today, gone tomorrow, but do they really have essence of life, you know? I've been doing this workout here like this, you know, for so long now. I've been training martial arts for 30 years in general. I've been through a lot of things in 42 years. And this, me doing like workouts at home as well as outdoor training martial arts and stuff, but just this basic stretching and stuff, I've been doing this for the last nearly 19 years in this country. But like when I was living in the other country, like years ago, I was doing my martial arts as well, and I was doing, and in both countries, but I'm just saying in that country I was doing my martial arts, and I was also training at home. But I'm just giving you an example, like let's just say 19 years doing this kind of stretching. It's like, come on, I've been in great shape, it's been doing me wonders. And I've had to force myself to do it. It might not look much to you, but it's a challenge for me. So the floor's a bit slippery, as I say. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I've had to get off my ass and do it. Now, if you think what I'm doing here is completely useless, that's you judging your body to mine. Well, if you know you're stronger, then whatever, do what better. You know, if you can do like loads of pull-ups, push-ups, and whatever, you know, don't do those things. Don't run around the block, go swimming, whatever it is. You know, hold a stance like this without you know, fidgeting and stuff like I keep doing. You know, but this floor is fucking slippery, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Shit. You do a bit, you hold it for a few seconds. That's what I do, and then I go up again. So, see, that's the way I do it, because the floor's pretty slippery too. You pull these up a bit, whatever. I've got to breathe and focus, obviously. Might look funny, but you do that. Oh, just do what you can, you know. If you can hold a stance like that or better for like 8 hours, good for you, you know. It's not a competition, it's just you helping yourself, is what it's about. my ankle a bit there, my right ankle is uncomfortable a bit. That's why it's hindering it. See? All excuses coming out of the woodwork. Do more in a moment. Lean back for a second. Back. I've not done this yet. I forgot, I think. I better do this quickly. But my workouts I do in different orders. Different exercises will be in different orders. So I do this. Okay. Good. Okay. Actually, it's getting pretty late now, so I've got more time. I need to go out today. Oh man, it's really tough because it's just because my legs are quite tired recently. I've done a lot of running and walking and stuff. You know. So you've got to keep doing it. Sink and just do a bit more. So do whatever exercises you can to take care of your joints. I'm not going to talk while I'm doing some of these, okay, guys? Just focus. I'm just going to focus, I'm saying. I've shared some points in this video, yeah? With you guys, I've shared some points. I've been sharing some points with you. You might say, yeah, but they're not valid ones. I don't know. You might not believe they are valid, fair enough. Flip. But what's valid to you, you know? Well, me, it's probably different. You know? It's the camera angle, I can't help that. Sorry guys, I'm not the best. Like I said, I feel better on certain days, you know. This is the thing with me. You know, let's get some gong brewing. A little bit of that. Very tired lately, my legs, because I've done so much walking and running, as I say. Just got to focus your mind, you know, be really strong about it. And not fidget too much. Oh goodness. You see, the more you do, the more comfortable you get, as I say. It's just what the way it is. You know, it's just about developing some basic strength and flexibility in all your joints, you know, muscles. Good, right? Pretty good. Do some squats by this wall for a second to warm up my legs a bit more. Sorry guys for the angles. Just a real life thing. There's people in wheelchairs, there's cripples right now out there in the world as well. You know, so whatever I can do, I'm grateful for the nature that is my body, you know. I've been given from my parents and whatever forces of nature there are. But it's like the time and energy in my body that is my life. But it's like I haven't got to do everything to impress everybody. I haven't got to learn everything. I just know what's right for me. I haven't got to do everything, you know. And that's the most important thing. As long as you're doing good for yourself, you're making yourself in a good shape, stronger rather than weaker. You can always do more if you want, as I say. You know, certain things, certain days. But your exercise has got to be regular, you know. That's it. So, getting it all in. Nearly finished, as I say. I'm going to have my shower soon, but, you know, so you can get some more stance work. It's this floor that's a bit slippery, as I say. It's the difficult part about it. But here we go. Here we go, y'all. We're going to bust it. We're going to bust it. We're going to do it. Ready? See how that foot, I'm not so fidgety, you know. Be nice and comfortable for as long as you can do it, you know. That's all you can really do. Oh, nice exercise. I tried to go for a low stance, so you have to take a low one. And that's what it's about with me. Let's go again, yeah. Come down, up, go again. In certain positions. Oh. Get ready. Any position that makes you feel comfortable with the hands. Just get your legs in position. Oh. But as I say, don't worry too much if you do get tired. Just do what you can. That's what I've learned ultimately. See? Adjust in position to train certain muscles. Yeah, that's better. See, already it feels better. It's more natural. My right leg's kind of tired lately. Weird. And the more you do, you get just more comfortable, as I say, with it. Definitely do a lot of squats. They help your legs. Oh, do some of these stretches too. Look at that wall again. Stretch again here. Oh, yeah, good stuff. Oh. You gradually get yourself worked into a good workout there. Good. Good. get into go over a few things again. You'll be good. Life is beautiful, guys. It really is. Don't waste your life fighting others all the time. It's a waste of time. See, and you just feel better. The more you do, the more comfortable you do. You know, you're going to obviously not be holding a position for hours in a real fight. But, you know, you'll just help yourself to give yourself extra strength for those muscles needed, is the thing. For certain things, you know. Yeah. So the root's very important, how you stand, you know. Train. What I'll do, train, see. The cat stance. We'll do this one now. This, palms up, okay? Sorry about the camera angle there. So, getting some swings, you know. Good. I'm going to have a shower and a quick meal in a moment, and then I'll go out and have a trip to the hospital to see some person or people. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. So, you know, so I train a lot of Wing Chun, as I say. I put elements of crane and tiger, as well as some Tai Chi in it, 2 Tai Chi, but I do mainly Wing Chun in my system, so Yung Chun. There's a bunch of like, elements of Kung Fu, as I say, but this what you're seeing is mostly just a workout. This video, it's just a workout, you understand that, but you don't understand what I'm saying. It's not too much Kung Fu, is it really? It is, but it's like it's preparing my body with some basic exercises, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Yeah, you know. See, the whole structure, the elastic of the body, you know, is what it's about. Get that Wing Chun stance in here a little bit. A little bit of that from this side. Just take care of yourself, you know. A little bit of we've got some more side kick stretches to do in a moment. A couple more stretches here. I'll do a splits again in a moment. Not a full splits, but like a split exercise. Okay. Get that splits in now, I think. Good. So strength in the legs and core. See, the more you do, and that blood starts flowing through, you feel a bit better. See? So I look weak in the beginning when I'm doing it, but still do, huh? So it's not what it looks like, it's what it feels like. That's the most important thing. And that's the thing. Yes, it's so good. Different essences of feeling. The essence of Kung Fu technique is mind and spirit, body, flow, position, posture, breath. It's all there, balance. Hard, soft, yin, yang, big, small. It's all there. Fast, slow, yeah, but it's just a slow, controlled workout for the most part that I'm doing. So I'm not going crazy at it, doing a lot of kung fu moves. I'm just doing my basic stretching here. See? So it's about. And it's going down. So, yeah. So, you know, all good, cuz. It's all good, it's all cracking in the hood, bro. Get real now. I'm talking about your good, bro. About your hood. Talking about your good, cuz. Talking about the shit, man. When I get the cover, take a farm, I get the wood, bro. Wood, bro, cover, take a chop it down, knock a ton I don't give a fuck, shell in, hold me fuck around. Now you don't wanna get the fuck, talk about my dojo when I kick you in the face, this one. Just playing around. Don't take it seriously. For goodness sake. Don't take it for goodness sake. Don't take it for real, cuz. Foul fucking real, cuz. Side kick stretches now. Let's go. Oh, you fuck. Oh yeah, but 1, 2, not kicks, they're not kicks, but just stretches, okay, you understand, yeah? Yeah, I understand, bro. Holding on with your stamina. Oh yeah. I'm buckle up, let me breathe in your blood clot ruckus, man, me tell you now. Right up here, my foot shooting out, brethren. Girl, when you're but the girl, wind up your waist. Yeah, man. Everything iron in the place. Wind up your mother, girl, wind up your waist. Me no ramp with him, a fucker bomber clot today. You mean? Absolutely. Perfectly. I'm a dinner right now. Crisp and sweet. My wish they will eat. I mean, why wish that defeat? Oh, fuck. Good stretch. A good stretch, a good test. Back straight up against the wall. So I stand by the wall. And I stand tall by the wall. Let's do this, brethren. So the workouts have to be thorough. I don't care. Sometimes I take 1 hour. Sometimes I take 4 hours. And I'll do more or less in either of those. Sometimes. In terms of the number of different exercises. But it's mostly the same. I would say like more or less of certain exercises, I should say. Repetitions. But listen to the body. I don't think I feel. So, here's what I have to do. Find this OCD, as you can see my foot getting the fidgets. Very uncomfortable. But I overcome it. You know, and our weakness will far before my feet, behind my feet, and under my step. I'd say that. You know, so okay. This body maintenance is so important, it really is. If I didn't do this, I'd be fucked. So, my workouts are just personal. You know what I mean? That's all it is. I've always done jumping jacks now. And a couple of under kick stretches. So it's all the same every day, but it's like, you know, different time, you know. different time levels I might spend on things. And also the technique, the fighting technique, the martial art. I'll spend more time on those on certain days, either in the workout or at different times outside of that, doing training. Okay. Good, right? I feel great, mate. Got to listen to your body. So various things. Twisting again, one. And then twisting again. Under kick stretches in a moment. You do highlight for the stretch of it. So it might look funny, but it feels like. So it's literally documenting what I'm doing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, high, 1, 2 hand positions to help with control. So 1, block, empty, block, 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 up, and down. Back to that. Kung Fu essence, karate, a little bit of that in there too. Bring down again. Check these techniques in my stance. Again, here's it. It just feels good when it all connects. A bit more of a Wing Chun. Let's check my basic positioning structure. Not going crazy with techniques or anything for now. Just a basic thing, you know. The technique in that, like the martial arts techniques, that's the easy part for me. For me, it's like that. Although you do have to keep your technique sharp, doing regular practice. Yeah, absolutely. But it's like, you know, that's the easy part. These basics, although they look easy as fuck, these stretches, that's the hard part for me. This here is the hardest part of martial arts. This here is the hardest fucking part of martial arts, do you understand? As in my martial arts. Like if I was going to train one of my forms, like 20 something movements or whatever it is, if I was to train one of my forms from back in the day, bring it back and bring myself into that fitness, it would be a lot of hard work because of that. I've not been doing it in a while. A long while. Or if I was doing other martial arts techniques. Yeah. Hold on. In a certain way. I get that cup of tea in a moment. I still forgot that, didn't I? But what I'm saying is, like, for the martial arts I do, it's easier, especially easy provided I do this workout first. But martial art techniques, you still got to keep them, you know, the skill there, and keep the techniques, you know, keep that sharp. You gotta do it. You gotta do it, man. So now we're nearly finished, right? So yeah, breathe in a bit. Things there. Stretching back behind me. These are all good stretches for the flesh on the bone. Flesh is under bones. Just take care of your body. Look at every joint, every part. Feel the flesh around the bone as it's working for you. Just feel like what you need to do. You just do it, you know. Yeah. Listen to your body. And you don't have to necessarily do 20 of a certain move. If you got it down, you might want to spend more time doing a certain exercise. You don't have to do hundreds of it if you feel your body's already strong enough and the legs now warmed up, for example. You know what I'm trying to say? But it's like with certain things you do need to do more of them. in the body. So whatever it's going to be, the exercises like this, any exercises. Might be specific kung fu techniques. Let's say here, locks, whatever techniques you want to go into. See. Working the alignment, certain techniques, I'm not going crazy today, though. But yeah. A few things. Get the alignment right. I get a stiff shoulder, my right shoulder sometimes is quite stiff. A few basics, and you feel the energy of it. When you train with someone, you can feel much more technique. When you train with yourself, it's just an exercise and coordination and stuff. But when you train with people, you really feel how you're chucking that person down. He's coming to grab me, I'm grabbing his arm, taking him away, hitting back, throwing him down, block, strike back, block. So you can feel the technique. But carefully when you train with people, obviously, I'm just saying, you can really feel that the benefits of it. You feel all the benefits of your exercise when you've done all this stuff, boring shit, just comes into play. That's why I do this, to make that stuff work and make my whole body run nice and comfortable all day with health. So, and then, see, so I'm standing strong, see, and turning, see, to lock. He's grabbing me here, grab his arm, lock. See, lock solid. That's what you say. So, get a stiff shoulder, as I say. Here, see. Come in, see. Come in. So you feel and you learn a lot. So you train with people more so. Stretching. Stretching there. A few things for the body every day. You can spend half an hour to an hour. You can spend multiple hours I'm doing here, more or less. Whatever it is, just do what you can for the body. That's a good way to train it. Not punch the wall hard, but just get alignment there. And then block and turn, divert it slightly. Yeah, exactly. And get some alignment when you train. I'm not going crazy punching the wall, I'm just saying that you've learned some conditioning, some alignment of the body. You get your big stances, your small stances, all comes to play, into play. And that's the whole point of it. Grab the elbow from here. Grab the elbow from here. And that's basically that. You don't have to compete with everybody in the park when you're practicing Tai Chi with people. You haven't even got to do it. You haven't got to know everything. But just do some basic exercise for your body. Basic strength, basic coordination, balance, alignment technique, martial art techniques. Good to do. Basic strength. And it's there. Flexibility, all of it. And you feel so good. And various different techniques. But I haven't got time right now in this video to be doing a lot of Kung Fu techniques. I know that'd be better, I know, but I have to do some more another day, as I say, with another video, okay, let's just say, with that today or tomorrow. But for now, I don't think I'll be doing any more today, So, but yeah, take care of your stiff joints, like my shoulder here, my right ankle and my right shoulder specifically. Get a lot of OCD issues and things. That stepping and all kinds of stuff, But do what you can. Any way you can do it to help yourself. See, like this, the door frame, back straight. Come in. Feel the power in your legs as you're walking in the techniques. That's great. A few jumping jacks, to finish, and a jaw exercise first. I've not done that yet. Done. I will try to make some more videos for you guys, again, martial arts wise, techniques, even just free flowing on camera, maybe explaining a few things. If you'd like to see a few lessons, I'll try to do what I can, okay. Maybe condition here or there, we'll see, okay. But I think it's difficult. I'd like to do a full channel about it, really. If I was going to do that, or do both. A separate channel for like outdoor lessons and stuff. I won't be like topless, I'll be outside and the other ones like just at home for this channel maybe. But I'll try to get some more martial art lessons done when I can, okay? When I can. That's all I can say for now. I don't know when exactly, okay, but we'll see. In terms of actual martial arts and Kung Fu lessons, yeah. Alright, demonstrations, explain. Lessons can be studied rather than followed. But to have true study, there must be practice. To learn. If there's no learning in studying, then what is studying? And if there's no studying and learning, how can you truly learn it? If the mind and body are not one, then how can you truly know? So, mind and body experience of the self, and how to control this self in the external world. nature. How can you truly know yourself and what you're capable of, or what your limits are, in good as well as bad ways? And to understand yourself, so you must be studying what you practice as well as practicing what you study. Practice what you study, study what you practice. Then, how can there be learning without, studies? Okay, now we're going to do the jumping jacks, and we're going to be ready to finish this video. I feel good today. I will try to do some lesson videos or martial art videos. Lessons can be studied. You don't have to be followed, as I say, but you can practice the same way as you can speak a certain way with certain people. You don't have to let your mind follow it like it's absolutely true that you have to fit your words around a certain way to keep someone calm. Not to be dishonest, but you have to be honest with yourself back here in your mind, in the driving seat. Otherwise, you're just talking a load of crap and wasting your time, or doing things and wasting your time. So when you study, take things into practice and study as you're doing it, that you may not be harming yourself or somebody else. Study what it is. Don't just follow the lesson. Or say, this is someone taught me this. I'm not blaming the teacher. It's an example. But don't talk like you know it until if you've not practiced it well enough, and then study what you practiced. So study it to know. That's how the way to learn it. Don't say someone told me, someone taught me, someone told me to cross the street at the wrong time. That's not right. You just study what the lesson, what the information is. It doesn't matter if someone's trying to teach you or they're trying to criticize you or whatever it is, whatever attitude, good or bad, coming out of their mouth. You hear or read the information or hear the information, you study it, and then you decide to put it into practice carefully and observe more carefully. Don't just say, this is the way to go and we cross the street. You might get hit by a car. Watch as you're doing it. See what fits for you. See what might be quite difficult, but you can see the benefits in it, or feeling, seeing with the feeling is what I'm saying. And then you will be better and you will learn. And you will know whether to stop, whether to continue. And if the thing's interesting and the passion's there, you will be right to continue, right? If you feel it's doing a good thing for you and you see benefits that in other human beings that benefited from it, in one way or another. Like knowing this knowledge might get you a certificate so you can find yourself a better job. That's in society. It's bullshit, but you've seen other people do it, okay. You know it, right? It's a fact, right? That's what it is. But if it's a true, real deal fact, nature, and you study that. It's good for human beings. I can see this person's done a lot of stretching, this person's in great fitness, this person's breathing's good. And I'm maybe an older person even, and you're looking and you're thinking, wow, it's a human body, I've got a human body. Okay, I think I should pursue this even though it's difficult. I might be younger than them too. I'm 42, I'm just saying for yourself, ask yourself, you know what? Yeah. You might go one step further, or do harder stuff, or more different things, but you learn. Listening doesn't mean following. You might study from it and learn what would be better for you in a different way. Find your way. Learn to find your way. You have to walk sometimes through the mountains or the valleys. You have to learn. Like if you're in a new part of town, you've moved to a new place, you have to walk down this road, walk down that road, different ways to get used to, familiar with the area, so you know a quicker way to get to the subway station, or where there's that hidden park you never knew about. You have to find these different things, where that shop is, where that hospital is, so you get to learn. When you do that, it's going to help you. So I'm saying big time. Big time, big time. So let me do some jumping jacks later. So study it. Yep. Study what you do. As I say, I'm pretty ill too with my illness here. As I say, so I'm just fighting the illness. Just getting a bit of my stance again here. Stiff shoulder here, so it's back of my shoulder blade actually. Give yourself a number and just do a technique so many times, and you'll see that you get better and more relaxed as you do it. The same way as that strength for that horse stance and things like that. Or like my stiff shoulder here. It's quite tiring doing the exercise on the legs. But the shoulder also stiff. And I'm like trying to go here. Loosen up your shoulders. Try to relax. And then it'll be better. I've not done like a lot of techniques that I've not trained in many years. I train certain ones, but other ones like in a certain regimented way, no. So I free flow and do a lot of different techniques and stuff. But if you don't do a specific technique for a while, like that side kick perfectly, or that roundhouse kick, it's going to be off. You'll be off balance. You won't have the actual angle correct. You have to keep it regular, keep repetition, more training. So you might know the knowledge, but it's just not the same as it used to be when you were training proper, So here. So, various different techniques, It's your point of focus too, by the way. Like blocking, for example, the elbow is blocking you, the power of the elbow, but the wrist twists with it. But I'm blocking with this area here, the wrists. Mostly. When I'm at this point in time, I'm thinking about the wrist blocking. So you go like here. Here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. You get used to it, so 1, 2, 1. And now you're ready to boom, boom, on this side, boom, 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 boom. You come back and this is, here, here, so, block. It just comes in. It could be anything. It could be karate, what you're doing, or whatever. But it just comes together, And let's continue doing jumping jacks. I'll just stop it. Hey, man. Hey, good. Again. Block. Block here. Block here. Look at the target. Look at the target. So, different techniques. But this floor is so slippery. Block. Just take your time. Focus. Hold the position for a few seconds. Change guard. Different things. Just give yourself more time on practicing. Thanks for watching. Please train hard and stay safe. Long one, yeah? Take care.